right, all right.
Woo! Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
It sure looks like the meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. So let me switch up the view here. And ladies and gentlemen, you got Dave Nelson here at Industry Cooking Classes. We're doing a Between the Two Stoves on a Monday. This is usually our quarantine kitchen happy hour, but we're doing a happy hour anyway, okay? I think we should go ahead and start right now, don't you? Let's go ahead and say cheers, everybody. It's gonna be a great show today because I have the mighty JDSnead. We're gonna bring him in here in just a minute here. Good Lord, look at the guy. He's busting at the seams sitting in the green room right there. Like I said, we're gonna bring him in, but I wanted to kind of bring a few things out to the front. Let me get the chat going over the side. We're gonna get over here and make sure everybody's watching, because I know there ain't nothing else going on in town right now. All right, looks like we got us a show. And there's probably millions of people out there already, okay, watching the show. So it's been a little crazy here at Industry. We've had a lot of transition lately with the networks brass and the industry mergers and all of that going on. The Industry Cooking community page is now streaming right here again on the Facebook page, and that's where it's gonna be, okay? This is where you're gonna get uncut, laser mastered insider content that is unavailable at the YouTube channel. That YouTube channel is Industry Cooking Classes, okay? Now I gotta do a unsolicited shout out to World Central Kitchen, and I should probably show you my t-shirt here, okay? I have been out in Vacaville working with World Central Kitchen for the last week. I've been out there with the Breedloves, the Breedlove duo, okay? Keith and Amy Breedlove and their culinary cruiser crew. They were out there knocking out tons and tons of meals, thousands of meals quite possibly, okay, for people that have had to flee fires in Northern California, and also first responders. They were eating our chili every morning out there, right, cranking through it. It was beautiful, meaty chili. It was really beautiful stuff, right? And so that's what I've been kind of working on lately, every day, almost every day out there in Vacaville. That all kind of came to a close today, but they're still working out there in Santa Cruz. I know they're still feeding people out there. And I gotta say, if there's anything you can do, you can still volunteer and go on down there. If you can't volunteer, you can definitely send them cash, right? And you can go down to worldcentralkitchen.org or just wck.org and give money, break out the wallet, just dump it on them, right? Loads of money. And you gotta remember that this was a very, very early start to the fire season right here, right? This fire season is going to keep on going and going. And so they are going to continue needing people in the future. So keep an eye out for that. Send money, send whatever you can, your butt, get down there and crank out some meals. It's a lot of fun. It feels good, especially after sitting on ass for the last 5 months. I got to say, it felt like $1 million to get out there and actually feel like I was doing something useful, okay? And with that in mind, I'm gonna do another one of these. Speaking of doing something useful, JD is still back there, okay? I did want to give a shout out, by the way, to anybody that watches this little funky show. I really appreciate those guys that saw any of my posts and came down there. Gosh, I had about 15 or 20 people throughout the week, and I really, really appreciate it. Honestly, now, I never meant to influence anyone, but I'm not really sorry if I did, okay? So all you guys that came down there and worked alongside with Keith and Amy Breedlove, again, from Culinary Cruiser, awesome people. Thanks so much for getting down there, and look for other opportunities. They are coming up, okay? So now we're gonna kind of get into the show here. I tried to do this show earlier and my internet crashed, okay? I think it was the Facebook Illuminati behind the whole thing. And it's not the first time it happened. That's the thing, man, okay? And so internet went down, so JD generously offered to do another interview with me, okay? And so we're doing it now, okay? And I gotta say, the network brass is behind us 100% on this one, okay? We must remain vigilant, stay true to the food, people, okay? And watch for that Illuminati breaking in again, okay? Trying to break us up, okay? So we are bringing JD back and I wanted to hear about you know, how he and others like him, kind of like our buddy, the wandering chef, Jeremy Katz, we had him on the show, right? Longtime friend of the show, right? And also like Chef One's Catering Kitchen. I wanted to kind of ask how you and guys like you are getting, you know, just jump started during catering and helping others kind of break the mold of how people are getting their grub on. Okay. So in your own words, I kind of wanted you to describe like, what is Michelin Minivan, your gig that you got going on right now?
So the Michelin minivan, I know it's got the name Michelin, and I got a lot of guff during the first like couple weeks of putting out the name. They're like, you can't have Michelin minivan, Michelin in your name if you're not putting out Michelin food. I'm like, it's Michelin minivan. It's the minivan, you know, attached to show the humbleness of the food, but I'm giving you that Michelin like flavor, like big bold flavors.
Well,
And
can you imagine the press if Michelin Guide sued the little guy in Sacramento? I hope they do sue you, brother. Yeah. I really do.
That would mean I was doing something right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're basically Michelin Minivan. It's your deal. You're offering meals to the public. I mean, kind of give me more of a picture.
So it's started out just selling plates really to my friends, and they call an order, and then we make it, and then we deliver it within like the next couple of days or just one day. And it's just pretty much just selling plates the way you would at just selling anything else really, but I don't really know how to explain it really.
Okay. That's cool.
You order and then you get it delivered. How do I explain that?
Right on. Okay, well, that sounds like what it is. That's kind of what the gist I got. So that was the answer to my question right there. You're doing awesome. And I got to say, I'm doing a really awesome job as an interviewer too. I just have to say. So can you talk about your crew? Who do you got down there that's helping you out?
So right now it's me and my wife, my business partner, and also she's my executive chef. She's the rice maker. Like she makes rice like none other. Our most of our dishes revolve around rice.
Well, you can't marry a gal if she doesn't know how to cook rice. I mean,
that's right. Especially if I'm Filipino, man.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, and she's a prep beast. She knows how to get everything organized. She's also the numbers gal. She gets everything, like when we get the orders in, she gets it organized. She gets the locations, like, so we're not spending too much time driving around. We can knock it out. Like we have some drop offs in Antelope, and then from Antelope go to Fair Oaks, and then from Fair Oaks make our way down to downtown within a reasonable time with keeping the food holding at a proper temperature while keeping the quality up.
I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to figure out the routes. You know, that is a big job in what you guys are doing. And I'm sure that's something that you've had a little bit of trial and error trying to figure out. Can you talk about any lessons you learned along that line?
Definitely. We were delivering with just one little small box that was insulated. And then that box just, the orders just got out of hand. And then we ended up getting the big bags, the big insulated bags. And then even with that, it was like we had to get smaller bags to go into the bigger bags, so that the food wouldn't move around. You know, when you're driving and you're bending corners at like 50 miles an hour, you know, you got the chicken adobo juice going everywhere, and we don't want that.
No, you don't.
We learned how to pretty much divide up the dish. So like if it has juice, we'll put the juice into a container that keeps it more sealed and not messy, and then the other food in another container, and then they just pour the juice over the main dish.
That's another common theme we've been hearing from other chefs around town is how are we figuring out how to best do service with the items that we're serving, right? You know, and figuring out the to-go packaging and you know, making sure your fried items aren't getting all soggy and things like that.
Like our lumpias, that's definitely another curveball we came across, was keeping the lumpias crisp. Like it's like delivering tempura. You know, you don't want to deliver tempura that's just clogged up and then just steaming, and then by the time it gets to the person, you got soggy tempura or soggy lumpia. Nobody likes a soggy lumpia.
So here's what I'm thinking. Remember the French fries in a cup when in school? Lumpia in a cup.
Yeah.
Okay. You can have that for free.
No, thank you. I would take that. That'll keep it upright. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna run with that.
And I've heard the name cup of noodles. It may be something right there. Cup of lumpia, you know?
Lumpia. Ooh.
Look at that. Yeah.
Little mayo, spicy mayo on the top. Little green onions.
A spicy shingalinga. Yeah, I like that idea. I would eat a cup of lumpia myself, most definitely.
Me too, man.
Hey, I wanted to ask, like, some of your background. Like, where are some of the places you've been kind of cooking around Sacramento and working around Sacramento?
Well, I started my culinary journey here in Sacramento. The first people to hire me was Cafeteria 15L.
Gotcha.
I had 5 years already bartending experience under my belt, and then when I went to go apply for the dishwashing position, the chef was like, "Dude, you got all these years experience bartending. Why the fuck do you want to come wash dishes?" I'm like, "Well, can't just hop in the kitchen and be like, put me on the line, coach." So I worked my way up from the dish pit. And when I say I worked my way up, that dish pit at 15L, if anyone knows about Cafeteria 15L during brunch, it's a murder scene at the dish pit, dude. You can't even see the servers through the dishes of everything. There were some days I walked in and I saw the dish pit, took a couple deep breaths, walked back out to smoke a cigarette. The chef would come running out through the back, looking both ways, like, "Oh shit, Joe, thank you, God. I thought you walked out on us." I was like, no.
Because that happens.
That happens multiple times before me. They had multiple people walk out, and I was like, "No, I just had to get my mental together." And
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may say, where else are you going to hear these hard-hitting stories of everyday heroes out in the dish pits of our restaurants in town?
Everyone sees the highlights. They don't know what the shit we went through, man. Fucking everyone thinks we talking shit when we put people like, "Well, go wash some dishes." We're like, "No, I'm not gonna do that kind of stuff." I'm like, "No, what do you mean? That's how you learn. That's how you learn to appreciate where you're at, where you came from." I mean, after that, they bumped me up to pantry, so I went to tossing salads.
There you go. I've I've tossed a few salads myself.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
And then I was. And then they bumped me up to fry, and then I started working started bartending or bar backing over at Shady Lady, and I was kind of juggle both, but it was hard. The Shady Lady nights, I was getting out at like 4:30, and then I would have to run over to Cafeteria to work brunch fry station at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And
I got to say, Shady Lady, if people haven't heard of it, I mean, that's one of the busier bars in town, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. So I'm working Saturday nights there, and I'm getting out at freaking 4:30, 5 o'clock. Maybe I'll get to sleep at 6 o'clock if my body will allow me to, and then wake up and then go work another brunch shift, and then go back to Shady Lady to work that. It just, I had to give up the cooking job for a minute.
I want to point out, kids at home, stay in school, don't do drugs.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that, JD. Good talking with you, man. This is awesome. We should steer it back. So you've been around town for a while. People know JDSnead from around town. So that kind of helped you out a little bit, I would think, just getting this thing off the ground. Can you tell a little more about the origin story? Like, what kind of new equipment did you need besides like the packaging stuff we touched on? Refrigeration, stuff like that?
We definitely, so once the orders started picking up, we realized that we were storing food that needed to be cooked and delivered, and then we were like, well, where's the food for us, for the family food? Like, how do I feed my daughter without having to cook her, Korean barbecue or unfreeze like the food we have ready to sell? Like, we had to get a second smaller refrigerator to go with like the drinks and other stuff to make room in our refrigeration. We had to grab like 3 new grills for like the Korean barbecue grills before we upgraded to our flat top. Whoop, whoop. Got the flat top for like $400.
Yeah, tell us more about the flat top, because I saw the big announcement.
Oh man, so that was I went to a weed shop to go support my boy's weed strand he had just released. It's crazy. I'm not even a weed like buyer like that.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
break like $80 for an eighth. Like, you're insane. I'm not paying that. But
totally. I mean, I will say I smelled some marijuana at a Doobie Brothers concert once, and so I'm pretty down. I'm pretty straight.
But the Mexican shop right next door had like a wholesale of just a whole bunch of equipment. And I walked by and I saw the flat top and I was like, how much? It's like $400. I was like, $400. And I asked Steve Herrera if he thought it was a good investment. He said if I didn't get it, that he'll go half with me, or I just had to run it by my business partner, my wife. There you go. Got to run everything by her before I drop the big bucks.
Make sure the numbers pencil out.
Yeah. And we've already made our money back, like with one pop-up. So that's pretty cool.
Just like that. There's the flat top.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you have kind of your menu. Let's talk menu. You got kind of a funky world beat. It's all over the road kind of a menu.
Oh, it's all. That's the good thing about the name, the Michelin minivan. It doesn't hold us to one style of cuisine. I mean, our backbone would be Korean barbecue and Filipino, the chicken adobo for the weekends. But during the week, we like to mix it up with Italian. So we got the clams linguine. The clams linguine sells all the time. $30. We'll feed 4 people. It's crazy.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And then you get an appetizer too, and it's a prosciutto involtini. So it's a little mixed greens with prosciutto wrapped around it with some goat cheese, balsamic reduction, some shaved almonds, really good. And then right now we got the cioppino. We just dropped the cioppino this week, and we got literally probably 2 more orders left. I said I'm only making 20 because I don't want to buy a bunch of lobster and not sell it.
Yeah, cioppino. If people don't know, that's a tricky one, right? You could get stuck holding the bag, literally, right? So yeah,
exactly. So we got that one going. So I guess you could say the menu goes between just Hawaiian, Filipino, Korean, and then Italian for right now.
Yeah, it's all over the road, people. Are you doing much Mexican, taco night, things like that?
I haven't yet, man. I just I keep telling myself too. I'm Filipino, Chilean, and Scottish, but like I grew up in California my whole life. But I know more about Korean food than I do Mexican food, so I'm like I got to get on that.
Okay, so I got another one for you.
Yeah,
Filipino, Scottish, like lumpia haggis or vice versa, haggis lumpia, right? You can have that one for free. JD.
Haggis lumpia. You get it from the Filipino.
Good stuff. Did you have to do like are you like health inspector, have they
we are applying for that right now this week.
Okay.
Definitely especially with the breweries, they want to get us in there for like permanently.
Okay.
And so they definitely want all the I's crossed and the I's the T's crossed and I's dot, whatever they're called. P's and Q's.
There it is. At home. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let's see. What's with the crown, dude? I always see the crown.
My daughter's name is Princess. Legally first name. So we all got one. That's how I do laundry shit.
So it's like Game of Thrones around there. Everybody's like part of the royal family, I guess.
Yeah. People like to be like, oh, you're the king. I'm like, no, I'm not the king. I'm a king. The same way you're a king. The same way somebody else is a king. Same way a woman's a queen. Or if a guy wants to be a queen, fuck it. That's not my expertise to tell them no.
I just want to say industry cooking classes does not want to offend any royalty or any royal families if anybody's watching. All right. Okay. Well, I needed to know that because I did not know about that. Okay. So I'm a customer. How do I get Michelin minivan to pull into my driveway?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you could text us 916-889-6611. 916-889-6611. That's my personal direct line. And then you ask, hey, what are you selling? What do you gotta, what are you cooking today? And then it'll be either nothing or it'll be, oh, this week's menu's this or just, do it like that. Or you follow us on Facebook and then see what I'm posting. And then you can message through Facebook. But I normally just have them text me.
Yeah, because messaging can get lost. So better to text and everything. And it sounds like you're doing it on a small scale and everything. But yeah, I got to say, the big thing I see with you is your social media game. Okay. And I wanted to kind of ask about that because I think it's such a big important thing for new business owners to have that social media game on. So can you kind of talk a little bit about what your posts kind of look like? Because you have those regular posts you're doing.
I'll give you guys the whole rundown. I have a specific folder in my phone. Let me see if you guys could see it. It's pretty much like my editing bay for my posts. So let me see. So right there, you have it says Canva. That's how I make my menus. That's how I make just any kind of cool little flyer. Then you got my PixArt right here. This is where I get all my photos to look all nice. With the P there next to to the C. You go in there and you bring up the highlights, you bring up the shadows, you bring up the clarity of the photos. You get to put your, excuse me, Chipotle burp. You get to put your.
Hey man, my mouth was open.
You get this disgusting. You get to put your photo. That's how I don't. You see the logo stamped on every photo of my food. Or even if it's like, say, when I drop off food to somebody and they have their business that they're representing, I'll go find their logo and then stamp it on them too, on their persons of the photo. So it's the way with the social networking is I think it's really just about sharing, and is what I'm figuring out, like how simple it is just to take someone's music video. Like I got a few rapper homies, right? And
like I do, like we all do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whip, and then it just amazes me that like nobody shares their content. Like they're sharing their music video, but no one's sharing it. Like it's
because they're too busy sharing all the celebrity stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or
friends that are trying to bust out.
Yeah. So I that's literally what I just do. I go and I scroll. Wandering Chef's got a new menu out. Boom, I'm sharing it. Renegade Kitchen with the Chef Eric Avila. He's smoking something else. I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it on all media, like all platforms.
Hey, let's do this. Let's do this right now because I was going to ask you about that. Why don't you shout out to some more of your buddies that are doing it out there?
Yeah. So we got Crazy Rabbit Kitchen. It's my vegan homie, Vic, Chef Vic. He's been doing it for a while. He's been doing a meal prep though, but he's venturing out into the pop-up world. And I don't know if he's delivering like single plates, but I mean it's all a part of his meal prep.
Vegan Vic, I got to get Vic on the show. Vic,
you got to get Vic.
Call my people.
You got to get Vic on the show. I'll link you guys up. That's another cat.
Yeah. Awesome.
He's actually helping me get my the proper permits, just to get above water and whatnot. Like he said, I need my manager. What is it? My managerial serve safe card. I need what else?
I can help you brush up on your tests, dude.
Yeah. All right, cool. Who else is out there? Gerald's Jamaican Jerk.
I heard that.
Yeah, he just got the okay to sell his Jamaican jerk seasoning.
Okay.
Like, so he's gonna be popping up in stores soon, but he's starting a catering company as well too. And then he's got he just locked down a kitchen. I forget where it's at. I have to get that information. But Gerald's Jamaican Jerk, Gs-Gumbo. It's another cat. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's got some serious crab boils, gumbo, etouffee, like some serious flavor popping off. You already mentioned the Juan Catering's doing it, or Wandering Chef doing it.
Juan came out and helped us out at World Central Kitchen too. Humanitarian, huh? So he's a good guy. Yeah.
He actually helped give me the bullet points for business license and seller's permit, and then who else? The Lumpia truck out here. Chef Joanne Silvio, I forgot to pronounce her last name, but she like held my hand and pretty much walked me through, like, filling out and getting the business license and seller permit. So shout out to the Lumpia truck too. Then we got Chef Joanne, Silvio, I forget how to pronounce her last name, but she like held my hand and pretty much walked me through, like, filling out and getting the business license and seller permit. So shout out to the Lumpia truck too. to the Filipinos.
I love that, man. Yeah,
Uh, I think that,
everybody.
and I like to think so. I like to think that everyone knows me too. Like I can know everybody, but do they know me? I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Herrera and the Asshole Kitchen. He's not pushing it as much as I'd like him to, but he's that's another chef that definitely deserves a shout out.
We got to get your pupusas on game there, Steve. You could probably just make $1 million on pupusa alone and send these kids to college that you know.
Alone.
Yeah. If we could get that's what I keep looking for, is a pupusa operation to spring up.
Yeah. Seriously, dude. They sold out. I think he told me on one Sunday night at like 12 midnight, and then I woke up at like 11:30 the next morning on Monday, and he was like, "Dude, we're already sold out." He only wanted to sell 200 because he didn't want to overwork his mom. But yeah.
People who know pupusas, they like pupusas. They got to have them. Yeah. If
seriously.
you've never had one, people, you got to check them out.
Yeah, with the pickled cabbage and then all that stuff, man. Oh yeah.
So awesome. That fresh masa. Hey, how does pricing work? What are your prices usually looking for? What are your
pricing?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a $10 minimum for delivery, but most of the dishes range from 12 to 30 anyways. So it's already included, but there's a delivery fee. This one took some figuring out to do too. After I delivered to Lodi.
Oh my God. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's another lesson learned, right?
So it's the delivery fee is $3 for every 5 miles from our Arden location. So for the most part, everyone gets like a $3 charge, but like Antelope gets like a $9 charge.
Okay.
Elk Grove, I think, is the furthest since I've started charging. Oh, shout out to Sugar Coated Cupcakes. She's also dope.
Yeah.
She's also dope. She's my Elk Grove delivery for the most part. That's like a $12 delivery, but yeah, definitely because I'm not even doing taxes either. We didn't even think about taxes. I dropped off 42 plates to this party, and like I just charged her the bare minimum, and it's like I think she tipped maybe like $5, $10. I was like, oh my God, on 400, lady. I'm like, all right, this is where I need to start thinking about taxes, or at least a gratuity if I'm doing like a catering and dropping it off.
Wow,
yeah.
you are learning a ton of stuff. This is a great conversation.
It's kind of overwhelming, man. It's because like we're still like maybe a month, 2 months, like legit, like a business, and like I'm a dog chasing a car, man. Like I didn't know what would happen if I got it.
Yeah.
You know, then I got my lady. You know, she's full-time Michelin minivan, and teacher now since school started. So she's at home teaching. That's why I'm actually in the room right now. I'd have been out in my kitchen, but that's where they're teaching.
Think of the life lessons your daughter's learning. You know, all of these lessons you guys are learning, she's seeing it too. You know, and
she's gonna know how to open up a business for sure. Like how to. Oh, also for your students too, like getting your EIN number was a huge lesson learned. That's pretty much your social security for your business, from what I understand. You need EIN number, and then you need your doing business as name, I believe, to get your business bank account. You could also do that. I guess LegalZoom. If you go the LLC route, LegalZoom is the site where you could purchase your LLC or your doing business as your DBA.
They kind of file the paperwork for you, basically.
I went the $200 route, and they gave me my name. My buddy, shout out to Gardens of Enlightenment. He's my manager over at Shady Lady. Who
I was gonna ask about Gardens of Enlightenment, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Satori, right?
Satori.
Yeah.
Satori.
Can you tell us about Gardens of Enlightenment, please?
So same way Michelin started, the garden started. He was in the backyard of his garden just planning to keep himself like busy. And then his sister had posted on Facebook, if anyone needs any gardens built, reach out to Satori. And I guess he got like 6 leads from East Sacramento, like older wives, like just come fix our garden or come do our garden. And so he went full steam ahead, and he dropped $600 on LegalZoom to get the LLC, and I guess they pretty much do all the filing for you pretty much, because he went to go get his business bank account. I was like, you didn't have your business. I was like, you got it without the business license. He's like, I think that's what the 600 took care of. Like the 600 bought him like lawyers and like.
So
like
a bit of advice though, is make sure that they'll just keep charging you year after year for little things that you could probably do yourself in the future.
Oh,
so
LegalZoom?
Yeah. So next year it'll be like, boom, there went $400 for just a little one piece of paper that you could have just filed. So just throwing that out there.
For sure. I'll let him know that.
But yeah, it's really a cool idea. Actually, Jeremy Katz brought that up in the when he was on the show, and talking about, he's putting in raised beds that fit, they're custom, right? They fit wherever you can fit them in your yard, so they got to be custom. And he's putting in little produce gardens for people, in these uncertain times. I think it's a great idea for somebody. You find yourself. He was in the bar business, you said, right? Shady Lady.
Yeah. He's still bartending a little bit at Shady and Honey and the Trap Cat, but I think he's just waiting for that moment to just jump off and go fully with the business, because I mean he's making, I think, like $600 a job or something, like it depending on the size, and then it's also a recurring contract for upkeep. Like I don't think the people are gonna. I mean, at least that's what he wants to do. I know for sure.
That could be an option. It could be either or. That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, or even texting him and like, hey, this plant's dead. Can you come teach me about it? And then that he could charge him for that. Like
have a
charge people, charge him,
charge
the hell out of these people, man.
So if there was like one thing that you could sell, what would it be? What's crushing it?
For Korean barbecue. Hands down.
Absolutely. Okay.
Hands down. Korean barbecue.
Okay. So if someone has never heard of Korean barbecue, for those people, please entice us. Tell us what it's like.
So Korean barbecue is the whole vibe of coming around the table and then cooking it yourself. This is like traditional Korean barbecue. This is what got me sold. Was just coming around the table, and then like you thinking, I gotta cook. I'm paying you to cook I'm cooking my own food. Like that never worked. It fucking works. It fucking works, and it's so good. It's all the meats are sliced very thinly, so the cook time you're at least for like beef, you can just sear it, boom, you eat it blue pretty much. But then you got chicken.
This is those short ribs we see that are like super thin, right?
Yep. The Rancho Galbi. Ooh, man, now you get me hungry. So you got the meats are just marinated with soy, sesame oil, brown sugar. If you don't want to do the fruit route, they usually do Asian pears, and then rice, of course. But then it's the sides, the banchan, all the sides. Like YD Tofu House by far has the most sides I've ever come across yet on my Korean journey. And so the banchan, they're usually pickled, fermented stuff, some kind of potato salad. They got some candied little anchovies, candied little baby crabs, just nice, just fermented cucumber.
So you're recreating this experience a little bit, right? For the Michelin minivan.
Yeah, so we make all of our banchan besides the kimchi, just because we don't have enough storage space to let it ferment. But that's we're looking for a house right now for more room. Please believe we will conquer the kimchi mountain. But for right now,
I like that. I just did kimchi about 2 weeks ago for a fermentation class. Yeah.
Okay. Is it still cooking?
No, well, it's in the refrigerator mode right now, so it's kind of done. I've been eating it. Yeah.
You went Napa cabbage?
No, it's more like pickles. I did some squash chunks, a winter squash, which is my favorite thing to kimchi. Radishes, and I took the radish tops and did them too. They went really fast, and I also pickled some okra pods in there.
What?
You don't cut them, you leave them whole, and they
Oh,
held
okay.
up awesome. They held up.
But they don't
really
come
good.
out slimy or nothing?
It's not slimy if you don't cut it.
And okay.
So you get that little okra, the little feel of it when you're biting into it. But no, man, they're awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing about kimchi. It's like I thought kimchi was just Napa cabbage for the longest, but I realized that kimchi is like saying pesto. Like you can pesto anything, you can kimchi anything.
Here you go, brother.
Oh yeah, fuck! I wish I could smell it.
I'm looking for a pod. I want to show you guys a okra pod. Oh man!
Oh, shout out to my boy Willie too. Willie's vegan kimchi.
Oh yeah.
Willie's vegan kimchi. So whenever I do Korean barbecue, I gotta have my vegan side. So
I left the fish out of this one. Oh, I had fish sauce. So there's a little okra pickle right there. There's my okra kimchi. It's awesome. I'm gonna give it a try. I never did this in the show, right? I didn't get it.
Let's see. Ooh. My mouth is salivating.
Yeah, still crunchy, dude. It's not what you would think. And it's just, there's no slime at all. Okra pickles, people, fermented okra pickles. They're so awesome. They're just so delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that when so did you let it sit outside like to ferment for like a couple of days?
This one fermented for a while, so I'll just go through it real quick. I did that pre-wilt on all my veggies. On this one, I did like a bunch of different steps on most of the veggies. This one I just salted once, and then I made the porridge and packed it all in there together. Let it ferment probably about 9 days, I think I did, and then I packed it in for the fridge. And it's still fermenting. It's still developing.
Yeah,
better than it was. The radishes are awesome. I think I'll eat one of those.
There you go. My best friend, I guess growing up, his dad used to slap his hand whenever they had like a fresh batch of kimchi they bought, and he would reach in with his bare hand. He's like, no, you're gonna mess up the kimchi. I guess the bacteria, and it makes sense. The bacteria from your hands will go into the kimchi batch, and then because it's all bacteria.
I want bacteria. It's good for you. And
bacteria.
Yeah, the acidity and the spice are going to keep that bacteria at bay from growing. So
yeah. I think it's an old wives' tale. I'm like, I'm eating this kimchi.
Well, it's manners. You don't want to put your dig for gold and then dig into the kimchi. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't be doing that.
But yeah, that's what the Michelin minivan wants to we love Korean barbecue. That's when we get a brick and mortar, that's gonna be
it for you.
That's gonna be it. Yeah, but at least that version of food. I know I want to do the Napolitana style pizza, the 00 flour.
A whole other left turn over here.
I know.
Yeah, there's so much to play with, man. That's the beauty of food, isn't it, brother? You can just take it any direction you want to go. There's so much cool stuff out there. I was gonna say, I'm kind of an old guy. Focus groups have shown that people don't want to watch me tottering around in my kitchen, with my chicken neck and all that. And the network brass wants me to bring sexy back to the show. Okay, so I was wondering if you would come on sometime and do a little demo for us, teach some skill for the newbies out there, man. Would you,
Hell yeah, we could, we could.
Well, just think about it. Think about what you'd want to do. And
you see my wheels turning.
Yeah, right. So think about it, pitch me a show, and I want technique, man. This ain't a recipe show,
Okay.
Some technique, hey, something as simple as we're talking about lumpia all day, just folding the lumpia, or what a kalbi looks like, or something, right?
I gotta be honest. I haven't rolled any of my lumpias.
There you go. You ain't doing the lumpia class. I want a grandma for that. I want one of my old Filipino grandmas.
Yeah. Actually, Vince, general manager over at Shady Lady. I know he rolls, but he hasn't. Shout out to his company, Critters Confections. He does cupcakes, cheesecakes, cakes.
He's busting out, man.
Yeah, the Wandering Chef. He every time he puts a menu out and you see the drinks at the bottom, that's Vince.
That's his drink. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing Are you doing any cocktail pairing at all?
Nah, not right now. We're
That's a whole
yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then I'd have to separate that with. Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, so JD,
I might sell a beer.
Here's one for you.
What's up?
A 40 in a paper bag.
Hey.
And just hand it off, man. No muss, no fuss. You can have that one.
And just put my sticker on it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you better believe it.
With a cheeseburger.
That's not bad, man. A 40 and a cheeseburger. Yeah, you can have that one, brother. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the final question. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay, here it is, brother. You're wise, JD. Okay. What is the greatest nugget of food knowledge that you can impart to young food kids that look up to you?
When cooking, turn the handles in so they're not sticking out.
Clarify that a little for people who don't know what you're talking about.
So especially for at-home cooking, because I have a daughter who's always running around. When you're on the stove, your handle is going to stick out this way. So if you turn it in, so it's not sticking out. So if anyone walks by, it won't flip over. I've heard horror stories. I've seen the scars of horror stories of just hot water getting hit and or hot oil on a baby, and then it's just yeah.
You don't want hot oil on the baby. That's
turn those things in.
Turn the handles in on the stove.
Turn the handles in.
That's a good one.
That's for safety. As far as for flavor, man, what could you gotta stick to the fundamentals when getting your flavors down, like your mirepoix, your holy trinities. Start with the basics, man. Your mother sauces. When diving into cooking, like don't pick the most extravagant dish that you've never tasted. Stick with what you know. Like go to your favorite restaurant, go order your favorite dish, read the menu, taste it, and then just savor all that, and then go and replicate it. If you can't replicate it exactly the same, that's okay, man. That's the whole part of the process. You get don't fear the fire. That part too, man. I'm having a hard time teaching my lady that shit. Like I'm doing all the cooking, she does all the prep, which I'm fine with, but like I want her to be comfortable. Like if I have to go take a shit, I need her to be able to fire 4 orders of bulgogi on the flat top without being fearful.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm going to leave you with one last story before we sign off, man. I have been trying to talk Mrs. Nelson, Mrs. Chef, into like switching over our whole Tupperware situation to deli cups. I have been talking about this for years and insisting how it all just fits together. And you posted recently of all of your mise en place all lined up in deli cups.
That wasn't mine. That was mine. I want to get there though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, that wasn't mine. I want to get there.
Well, it was your post, dude. And I went in there and I showed that to her, and she was like, "Oh, I get it now." Yeah. Right. And I was just like, man, thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. Our refrigerator definitely has gone from like your whack Tupperwares with the purple tops that are, with the writings on. No. We're going
country crock containers.
Yeah, exactly. Old soup containers. No, man. The cottage cheese containers. No. We're going deli cup containers. We're going Cambros. We're organizing. We're keeping everything fresh as possible. And then those things, they come in handy for a lot of things, man.
Oh, for everything.
Yeah.
I love them. What a system. Yeah. It's not a cup, it's a system.
Yeah, exactly.
JD, brother, hey, man, you're going to be back one of these days. This is going to be good. Think about what you want to do and get back to me, and we'll do a show. This is awesome.
All right. This has been fun, man. And you seem like a hell of a dude. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Oh my God. My sides are splitting, dude. This was a fun one. Thanks a lot, man. And
all right.
Right on, JD. Ladies and gentlemen, that was JDSnead from the Michelin Minivan. Okay, he's here in Sacramento. Check him out on Facebook. That's where you're going to find this dude. Probably the easiest way. I'm going to load up his phone number in the comments so you can text him and keep the party going over there. And hey, you don't feel like cooking, you know, in your little quarantine kitchen, whatever you got going on. Hey, pick up the phone. Order it up from one of these fine young men that are making some moves on the Sacramento food scene, okay? For those of you, oh, I'm liking it, dude, I'm liking it. For those of you who are interested in the next show, I'm coming again to you on Thursday. We're gonna do a 5 o'clock show, and I'm gonna put together a really, really cool one. I've got several irons in the fire. We're gonna see which one breaks out. But again, it's always gonna be right here at the industry cooking community page, okay? That's where I'm doing it from here on out. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a great time today. I hope you did too. Don't forget, give money to World Central Kitchen and be true to the food. And never, never forget, ladies and gentlemen, that the party is always, always in the kitchen. JDSnead, love you, brother. We will see you soon. Everybody else, we will see you sooner next Thursday.